Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy South Central. And Tariq Nasheed did not win that debate.
Hey, yo, check the clarity on the mic.
You guys had a lot to say. Hopefully you have a lot to say now. And let's get back into it.
In the midst of the debate, he didn't say anything of importance. He labeled everything broadly as white supremacy. And what that did was solve nothing. We didn't get anywhere closer to the answer of who's causing the oppression and why. Who are they targeting? Basically, we didn't learn anything new. All it was a whole bunch of bickering back and forth of how great African or foundational Black Americans are. What I don't understand is, how is it so hard for people to understand that it has nothing to do with white supremacy? And let me test your logic. When they send young white men to die in war for no specific reason, what is that called? Ever since this country was built, they've always been sending young white males to war, more than others because they're the majority of this country. So what do you call that? White supremacists on white supremacists? Also, what's going on in Ukraine? That's Europe, right? They gotta make sense, okay? When people bring up white supremacy, they bring up the Black Panther Party, they bring up Martin Luther King, they bring up Malcolm X, but they don't bring up Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, Julian Assange, Edward Snowden, Obama's chef, the cops that seen Anthony Weiner's laptop. They don't bring up anybody that we know. You question certain individuals, white or black, Mexican, Asian, doesn't matter. You will get got. That's why most people, when they do these things or when they say things out of line, I don't care what race you are, you say, I'm not suicidal. Where does that come from? If there's a such thing as white supremacy, why do we all as Americans have to say that? Why does every country have a reason to fight one another? Why is every country divided in some way, right? There was a civil war some way. There's always a civil misunderstanding. Why? I know their answer. And it's definitely not white supremacy, because these people hate you evenly. They hate everybody the same. They want everybody to suffer and die. If you care about your freedom of speech and thinking freely, your rights to bear arms, not being overly taxed and overly spied on, you are an enemy. Doesn't matter what race you are. My question is, why does black people always make it about them? And that's Tariq Nasheed's argument. He's saying that everybody, every white person or black person, depending on whoever agrees with them or not about reparations, they're binding up with white supremacy, which makes them a white supremacist no matter what. So is he the bearer of who's a white supremacist or not? Because if that's the case, he gonna be employed forever, because it's very broad. Anybody could be a white supremacist then. I'm just trying to make the argument that these people hate everybody equally. They equally say everybody's cattle. And that's not from my mouth. That's the World Economic Forum. I'm not making this shit up. They don't think that we have a right to think for ourselves. They want us to eat the bugs and be happy. They don't want you to be fruitful. And that's everybody. It had nothing to do with your race. It has something to do with you being a free person, especially the Western world. They want to attack your freedom. They don't believe that you have the right to be free. The thing is that when it comes to the black community, y'all are the most gullible. We are the most gullible. And if we're the most gullible and they're wolves, why would they stop coming to the black community first? Example, in the black community, we know, or we heard, that the government dropped off guns in the black community. We still kill each other. So we're still perpetuating the problem, no matter if we know the truth or not. And I'm from South Central, so most gangbangers know this. They don't care. They keep doing it. So doesn't that make us look gullible? Another example, the government dropped off drugs in our community. We did them. We sold them to our community. We destroyed our own community, yet we knew the truth. Another example, we know who created abortion. Look at the abortion rate when it comes to black women, but yet they pro-black and pro this, pro that. It shows that you're gullible. You know what happened during the Tuskegee experiment, but yet you still did it. That's why they keep coming to you. That's why you feel like you're so attacked, because you're so gullible. You don't have the goal to think for yourself. And then y'all keep other black people in line with the coon word, slander of a person's character if they don't think like you. And that sucks, because that's only us. And white people do it too. It's a division amongst every community, every country. It's a division amongst every society. And who's funding it? And then you'll be very surprised that the same people are funding it. And they're not just white people. Obama's not white. Most of these race baiters are not white. They use any weapon that they can, and they use people that look just like you. You think just because a person is talking right and they look like you, they're in your best interest. These people are very smart. They're very tactical. They get what they need done because you're so gullible. Don't feel like they just coming after you. You're not as important as you think you are. And I think that's what Sneako and Myron was saying. You're not as important as you think you are. They're not just coming after you. You're 15% of this population. Why do they care to come after you? The only reason why they coming after the black community, like I said before, is that you're the gullible. If they have something first, they coming to you. Just like the secret sauce. They was pushing it. Now they saying, hey, you took it on your own. I don't got nothing to do with that. I didn't say you got to take it. You took it. It's a game, and you allow them to play with you. But once you start thinking out the box, what they use, other mother effers that look just like you to call you a coon, a tether, whatever the hell y'all was saying. It's a game, and they're going to keep using you as a star player in their game. My question to Tariq Nasheed is that, are you truly trying to get people out of these shackles in their mind, or are you trying to perpetuate it because you're getting paid for it? If you really cared, it's not hard to see what I'm saying. I'm not making this shit up. Obviously, I'm a young black man from South Central, bro. I'm not making this shit up. I can see it, you can see it. It's not hard. But people act like this dude is so versed and so educated in black studies that you got to get educated if you don't understand what he's saying. No, I don't need to get educated. I already know what he's saying. Who cares? That's not the point. They use division in every way they can. In Africa, it looked the same. I bet you it was about the culture that's different. I bet you it was about the tribe that's different. They fight over every reason they can. And who's funding it? If it's a poor country in Africa, how do they get guns? Who funds them? You ask yourself that. They're funding the death of everyone. They don't care about your race, but they want us to fight over it while they're signing us up for their fight, for what they want us to fight about. Until you mentally break the chains in your head, break away from how you think you're supposed to think as a black person, as a white person, as any person that find a way to divide themselves within every race or every person, things will never change. I know that white people are not the problem. I know that Mexicans are not the problem. I know that Africans are not the problem. I know that every race is not the problem. I know that the powers that be, the elite class, are the problem. They want all of us to suffer, and they're not hiding it. If you really want to look it up, you got a phone in your hand, you can look it up. But you too busy calling people coons. You too busy trying to keep this black power structure and this wordplay to make you feel good. King, queen, king, baba, saba. But who cares? Who cares? At the end of the day, it's not about you. It's not about the LGBTQ. It's not that you gay. It's not about you being a woman. It's not about you being a man. It's about you want to be free mentally, physically, and be fruitful. They don't want that for you. They want to keep that power structure. And they've been in power for a very long time. I'm not making this up. I'm not saying it because I want to. I'm saying it because it's the truth. Therefore, Tariq did not win. A person like Tariq, if he's so oppressed, why is he still here in this country? Why? If you're so oppressed, why did you move in a predominantly white neighborhood? He said some funny against Sneako and them and said, yeah, if I'm in a predominantly white community, is it a white community? That's not the point. The point is, if they're white supremacists and you talking about we got boots on our neck, why are you in a predominantly white community? If you so pro-black, why'd you move away from your people? Why? It doesn't make sense. I don't want to be around nobody that don't like me. Period. I can't be around you too long knowing that you don't like me. It's a game. It's a game and y'all falling for it. More power to him. If he's making his money while he's pushing this, y'all falling for it because y'all got people in the comments bigging them up, calling me names, slandering me when I'm trying to tell y'all the truth. Look it up. Y'all know not to say certain things. Dr. Sebi didn't get crucified so many times, not because he was black, because he was questioning certain things he was not supposed to question. Julian Assange, a white guy, you're not supposed to question certain things. It just doesn't matter. If you do, there's consequences. We all know this as people. Why are we playing with this white supremacist shit? It's deeper than that. You don't want to go deeper than that. You gonna stay where you at, man. South Central. Like, comment, subscribe. We out.
We be really politicking while we whipping in the kitchen. God be my witness. At the age of 15, I was fighting my fitness.